Hey, Cedars the name, and trading card games are well, game. So you want to make your own trading card game. This is a completely serious, not at all unserious guide. Uh, no, to tell the truth, it's actually just basically a documentation of what I did. Um, just mistakes you can avoid, things you should keep in mind, etc., etc. So, step one, research. Yes, like through this video. I'm not saying don't listen to the video. I'm just saying research other things. What kind of card do you want to emulate? If it's your own character, you kind of don't have to worry about copyright infringement, but if it's another character, you definitely do. Like, if you happen to be making a certain Battle Monsters card set, like I did. Also, stuff like proper card sizes. The usual trading card game, Battle Monster sets, are 2.5 by 3.5 inches. Stuff like that. Step 2, you want to make the card template. Draw. Draw more. Even more than that. Draw until you cannot draw anymore. So, next thing, you're going to want to fill out your card, put the name and stuff. You also want to come up with health. Any sort of moves, if that's what you're doing with your trading cards. If you're just trading them, you don't have to do this. Numbering your sets, important. And then any other kind of symbols that you want to include on there, like if you're going to do multiple sets, it would be a good idea to differentiate between them by having a symbol and not just number of cards per set. Any kind of rarity, and for certain battle monsters, something like basic, stage 1, stage 2, etc. Step 4, you're going to need to export everything tediously. Check, make sure that everything is correct. If you did what I did this huge template file where I had every single background color, every single everything, and I just would copy and paste it into my files. And then from there I would delete, make certain layers visible, make certain layers invisible, export, and go through that whole huge process. It was a lot, but they all ended up looking very defined, very clean, not quite professional because of just the quality of image, which is another thing later on. Well, not even later on. Make sure that your image quality is fine. You're gonna want a high def image. But yeah, just everything. Export frickin' everything. Then, step 5, decide how many of each you want to print. Like I said with the rarity of cards, that's going to influence how many you might want to print if you are actually doing the whole trading card part of the trading card set. You know, you want a rarer one to be rarer and a less rare one to be more common, you know? If you even care about that stuff. I cared about that stuff when I was making my set, so I printed a certain amount of each card. For commons, I didn't want to go overboard, but I also didn't want to have too few. So I did like 18 common, 15 uncommon, 12 rare, and 8 ultra rare. You also are going to want to balance. If you're gonna like fit them into packs like I did, you are definitely going to want to do some calculations for how many commons, uncommons, rares, and ultra rares you might want, if that's how you're going to split up your rarity. I did not do that, and I ended up making a lot of really weird packs because I did not consider the idea of not having enough commons to have, like, you know, a set number of commons per pack. I believe the traditional Battle Monster one is 1 energy, 2 trainer, supporter, whatever, 5 commons, and then a couple of uncommons and a guaranteed rare, I believe is what it is, but I did not do the calculations correctly, so I ended up with a lot less commons than it would take to fill out that kind of card distribution. Step 6 is where it splits. If it's your own creative IP, your best option would probably be to go through a specialty trading card printer. Now, it's pricey, don't get me wrong, you will have to spend some money, but you'll end up with a lot more professional, polished final product than you would on your own. Now, that's not to say that making it yourself, like, looks bad, just in terms of image quality of card in general, it's going to be a lot better through a trading card printer. Now, I really wanted to go through a trading card printer. I didn't want to go through all the work, and I wanted a super polished looking thing. But unfortunately, copyright infringement exists. Now, quick lesson. Copyright infringement is when a company tries to, take another company's creative intellectual property and use it to sell their own product. Now, technically, would ordering your own hand-drawn Pokemon cards, Battle Monster cards from a trading card printer place be copyright infringement? Yes, because they would be making a profit off of Battle Monster's creative IP with names, designs, etc. Then on the flip side, you have what is best for if you have the time to do your own processing, or if, like I said, copyright infringement. You've got options like Staples, UPS. I think Walgreens. I don't know if they print on like paper. I know that they print on like picture glossy paper. Shutterfly, I think also is just glossy paper. I don't think they do like cardstock. At least not. Well, they might do cardstock for cards, not trading cards, but like mailing cards. You know what I mean. So I don't know if they would necessarily be the best, most cost-effective option, but I think they're an option. Another thing is like any local printer. Just look up like printers around city name, and then you can find kind of anybody, really. You might have to discuss closer with them if your project is like a copyright infringement type of a thing, but yeah. Also, if you have your own printer, you can just like ignore this. Definitely, I think the cost of ink will be a lot cheaper than having some massive, printing company do it for you. I personally went with Staples because my own printer does not print in color, and I wanted color. A tip though, if you're gonna go with Staples and you have something that is copyright infringement, I think either make it very obvious that it is not going to be resold under the guise of the original creation, because Staples has gotten a lot of attempts at printing, the actual proxy cards, I think that's what it's called. There's been a lot of people trying to resell proxy cards as the real thing, and they go to Staples to do so, and it's like, what? You're stupid. Why would you go to Staples and do that? But anyways, so make sure that it's really obvious that it is not supposed to be a proxy, but rather your own creation, or do what I did and go around the holidays. If you submit your online order at the holidays, they're gonna try to push everything through. So yours might actually just like straight up go through and not be questioned at all. That is, though, if you have a really cool Staples person. Thank you, Staples guy, who pushed my order through. That was awesome. Step 7. Really just make sure, before you even print, before you even send it to a printer, make sure that your image resolution and brightness are going to be set. I should have done that because my image resolution somehow got like shrunk when I put it onto Word documents. The file itself was for some reason bigger than 2.5 by 3.5 inches, but I thought that was just like a bad like transference between computers, and that it would be fine if I resized the image, but it pixelated it a bit. Not horribly, but it just didn't look as sharp as I wanted it to look. And then the brightness. For some reason, every image printed super dark, but I did not think to check with my darkest cards before ordering the entire thing, so I ended up having to go back over and add like white highlights to cards that were mostly dark, that really shouldn't have even been that dark through a printer. I don't know why it was that heavy of black ink, but whatever. So just make sure that it all looks fine before you actually send off your order. And then step 8, laminate. Laminate all like 130 sheets that you buy. Step 9, cut all of these 130 sheets to make however frickin' many cards that is. Step 10, cut the corners off of all of them. 3 millimeters, I believe, is what the radius is for the Battle Monster trading cards. Step 11, put them in packs and seal them. Yes, a straight iron will do the job fine on Mylar. You just have to make sure you don't hold it too long, but it will seal it. Just clamp it, wait half a second, pull it off. If it doesn't fully seal it, wait another half a second. Otherwise, it's fine. It will not melt the plastic into your hair straightener unless you hold it on for a very long time. Just FYI. And then step 12, open your packs and enjoy them. Have fun. You know, you're like, wow, I just made all these cards. I just sealed all of these packs. Now you get to open them. Now you get to experience a trading card game, but with your own art, with your own, etc. I made mine because I wanted to collect every single card of a set, and that would not be possible with the like 300 card Battle Monster trading card sets that you have to pay $130 for 36 packs, and with those 36 packs you're not guaranteed all of them. Just saying. So yeah, thank you for watching. If you managed to sit through this whole thing of me blabbing, consider subscribing, consider liking the video if you found it useful, consider liking the video even if you didn't find it useful. That's all I got. Bye-bye.